This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
Gift the remarkable with Marc Jacobs fragrances this holiday season. From the iconic Daisy and Perfect to the all-new Daisy Wild, Marc Jacobs perfume gift sets include everything she needs to feel special. From her favorite fragrance, plus the matching travel spray, holiday gifts don't get much more perfect than this. So if you're looking for a gift inspiration these holidays, gift the remarkable with Marc Jacobs.
I'm covering a topic today that I covered last year, but I think it bears repeating. There's a lot of good stuff in here, so I'm going to share again with you all the things you can do during this gift-giving season to teach your kids lessons about gratitude and sharing. The holiday season is here, and it's time for connecting, celebrating traditions, and giving a lot of gifts. It can also be a time of disappointment, jealousy, kids being overtired. It's a time of immense joy and also, as you know, a lot of stress. As an expert on kids' development, I have seen the holiday season as one more thing. It's an opportunity to teach lessons that go beyond the material act of giving things. Teaching kids about giving and receiving gifts is a valuable lesson in generosity, empathy, gratitude, consideration for others, and it's a time they can practice managing their feelings. I'm putting on my Santa hat and firing up my sleigh to bring you my tips for teaching children about gift giving and gratitude. I'm Dr. Wendy Hunter, and I'm the jolly pediatrician next door. I'm that doctor friend you call for practical advice about your kids' health. I mix the holiday magic of modern medicine with the cheerful reality of parenting. If you've ever slapped your face after you heard a kid say something rude when they opened a gift, you're aware that kids need to learn the subtle art of giving and receiving gifts. Moments like these are ripe with opportunities to teach kindness, gratitude, and even critical thinking. Here are my favorite tips revamped for you. My first tip is to help kids focus on the thought behind a gift, not just the gift itself. Think about this. Babies, they love everything, especially the box and the wrapping paper. And then toddlers, they're generally adorable. They'll unwrap a gift and cheerfully squeal to let you know that they loved it. But as kids grow older, their reactions can leave you, frankly, cringing. School-aged kids might wrinkle their noses at a sweater and groan, "Oh God, clothes, seriously?" Or they'll open a once-beloved toy and sigh, "Oh God, I'm so over Pokemon." I sound just like a teenager, don't I? Anyway, first, remember, this behavior is normal. It's not meant to be rude. It's just kids learning. But here's how you can handle it without forcing them to make a fake thank you that everyone sees through. Teach them this magic phrase to say to themselves. A gift is a thought. Explain that when someone gives them a gift, it's not just an object. It's someone's loving thought about them. Help them see that every gift, whether it's big or small, represents someone caring about them. When your child inevitably slips up and mutters something like, "Socks again," you can gently remind them, "Wow, Aunt Anne really put a lot of thought into choosing something for you." Over time, they'll learn to appreciate the intention behind the gifts they receive. Next, I want to talk about the holiday wish list frenzy. Kids get their gift ideas from advertisements everywhere. YouTube, posters, store displays, you name it. And marketers, they are professionals at making kids want things. My inspiration was the Sears catalog. Remember that? I would lay on my belly with a thick marker and just start circling everything I wanted. Everything looked so amazing in those pages. There are now a lot more influences than just a paper catalog. So take a moment to teach your kids how advertising works. When you see an ad, point it out. Ask, what do you think this ad is trying to make us feel? Why do you think they make it look so cool? These kinds of conversations help kids understand why their wish list grows longer and longer. And of course, I've got some science to back this up. Research shows that kids under the age of 8 can't tell the difference between a commercial and the television show they're watching. To them, advertisements feel like part of the show. That's why it's important to block commercials when you can, or watch with them to point out what's an ad and what's entertainment. Here's another tricky part. Ads usually exaggerate. We know this. That flying superhero action figure, it's not really going to soar through your living room. That doll promising to talk to you like a real friend, that's just pre-recorded phrases. So when your child sees a shiny ad, ask them questions. What do you like about this toy? What do you think it can actually do? And how do you know? These conversations set realistic expectations, but they also teach your kids to think critically about what they see. And that's a lesson they can take into the rest of their lives. So that's another lesson the holiday gives us an excuse to teach our children. Here's another one. I just did an entire episode last week on empathy, but here it is again. The holidays offer a perfect chance to teach kids empathy, which is helping them understand what others might want or need. And the best way to do this? Let them experience the joy of giving a thoughtful gift. Giving isn't just about the gift itself, it's about the connection it creates. A thoughtful gift makes the giver and the receiver both feel good, and it strengthens relationships. One fun way to teach this is by taking your kids to something like a dollar store. Let them pick out small gifts for everyone. The adults, of course, are going to respond when they get the gift with gratitude, and it's even better if the family makes a game of who can show the most excitement for their gifts. If you'd rather skip the shopping altogether, focus on creativity. Encourage kids to make their gifts instead. Guide them to think about the recipient. What do they like? What would make them happy? These activities teach some empathy, problem solving, observation, and maybe even a little bit of scientific inquiry. But gift giving is more than just exchanging presents. As I said before, it's a form of communication. A gift says something about how you feel about a person, what you value, and what you've noticed about them. This can lead to important conversations. For instance, it's usually considered rude for adults to flat out say what they want as a gift. That's pretty funny when you think about it, because we spend a lot of time teaching kids to clearly communicate what they want, except when it comes to gifts. One clever solution I've heard is from a sociologist who keeps a shared wish list with his spouse. During the year, they write down things that they like, bigger items like a fancy coffee maker or a lawnmower. When a special occasion comes around, they pick something from the list. It's still a surprise, but they know the gift is going to be appreciated. So you could create a tradition like this in your family too. The holidays are also a chance to teach kids about money. Most kids don't understand the cost of the things they want. After all, you know, Santa's workshop doesn't leave receipts. For older kids, help them set a budget for gifts they want to give and involve them in the shopping. Talk about how you decide what to spend and how you might look for deals. For younger kids, take the focus away from the toys and things they get and instead highlight the joy of giving. Make a point of continuing family traditions. That's really important and makes us all feel good about the season. And all the other little things that make the season special, like decorating and baking cookies together. On that topic, here's something interesting I came across while I was researching this. Studies show that people value experiences as gifts more than material items, like a dinner out, a picnic, or even cooking someone a special meal. Those can all leave a lasting impression. What's even better? Actual research was done on this, and the winning gifts were sentimental gifts. So frame a favorite photo, put a memory into a keepsake jar or make something special that reflects a shared moment. These gifts aren't just thoughtful. It turns out, according to science, they're unforgettable. Lastly, let's talk about what might be the toughest holiday lesson. That's dealing with disappointment. Kids sometimes say things like, "Why did he get the good one?" Or, "Is that all?" Even when responses like this are frustrating or they embarrass you, remember again, for a child, this is a learning opportunity. Experiencing disappointment, then working through it with support helps kids develop emotional control, confidence, and resilience. And when this happens, just lean in. Ask them questions like, "Why are you upset? What were you hoping for?" Or just gently remind them, "Are you letting a little bit of disappointment hide a day of joy?" If they start to lose control, take them to a quiet place to calm down. It's really tough, especially during family gatherings, but helping kids learn to self-regulate is worth it. These small lessons, if they do them now, they're going to prepare them to handle bigger challenges later in life. All right, that's all my tips. You're not just teaching your kids to give and receive gracefully, you're giving them tools to navigate the holiday season and life with curiosity and gratitude.
Meaningless stuff. Why do we gift so much meaningless stuff? Tired of generic gifts and hollow trends? Shutterfly allows you to create meaningful photo gifts for your family and friends. Whether it's a cozy fleece blanket for grandma, a stunning canvas print for mom, or a mug to make dad smile. Enjoy 40% off with code MAKE40 at Shutterfly.com and make something meaningful this year. See site for more details.
This episode is brought to you by AWS. Amazon Q Business is the new generative AI assistant from AWS. Many tasks can make business slow, like wading through mud.
Help!
Luckily, there's a faster, easier, less messy choice. Amazon Q can securely understand your business data to help you streamline tasks, like summarizing quarterly results or doing complex analyses in no time. Q got this. Learn what Amazon Q Business can do for you at aws.com/learn-more.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/campaign to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be. To be.
As I was preparing for this episode, one idea kept popping up. Gift giving is deeply tied to cultural norms. It's a whole set of unspoken rules that we as adults just know, but kids don't know. For example, we know as adults it would be weird to tell someone what you want as a gift. Sometimes. And we know that it's not a cultural norm to give a case of toilet paper as a gift. That would be weird. It has to be something special. But for kids, these rules are confusing because they're still figuring out how the world works. Here's why. Kids' brains create rules based on what they see. They see something happen, and then their brain says, okay, that's how things work. But then if something doesn't follow their rule, they're confused or they're frustrated or they get angry and throw themselves on the ground. A developmental psychologist could probably explain this better than I can, but I'm going to try. When kids are young, they are concrete thinkers. So subtle, complex social rules, those are completely outside their understanding. Here's another example. As adults, we know it's polite to give a gift of a similar value to what we've received from a person. If a friend gives you a $40 gift, then giving them a pack of gum is going to feel really awkward. But that rule doesn't apply to all situations. So that'd be confusing for a kid. For instance, if your parents give you and your partner a shiny new grill, you're not expected to give them back something equally expensive. So that's just one rule. There are lots of others. For example, here's a big one. You have to say thank you and act happy even if you don't like a gift. We know that. But to a 4-year-old, that feels like lying. At this age, Kids are learning the difference between truth and lies, and pretending to like something that might feel wrong to them. So when you think back to the tips I just covered in the first half, keep this in mind. Gift giving is complex for kids because it involves cultural norms that they don't fully understand. There's another layer to this. That layer is the emotions tied to giving and receiving gifts. Holidays, birthdays, Valentine's Day, whatever the occasion, they can stir up pretty intense feelings. For kids, they don't actually really have complex emotions. I know this is hard to understand. They can feel happy and sad, but emotions like guilt or anxiety, those aren't quite developed yet. Even as adults, navigating holiday gift giving can be kind of tricky. Choosing the right present, knowing how to act at a gathering, or deciding whose family you should visit. Those are all really hard things for all of us. So imagine how overwhelming that feels for kids who are still trying to figure how all of this works. When it comes to teaching kids about gift giving, there's so much more to it than just picking out a present. It's an opportunity to help them grow, learn about themselves, and understand the world around them. And maybe this helps you to understand why sometimes it's really hard for you to choose a gift for someone. So I want to share a few more specific things you can try with kids based on the tips in the first half of this episode. I'm going to start with handmade gifts. These are a beautiful way to teach kids that the best gifts don't have to come from a store. They can make something meaningful, a drawing, a heartfelt card, or even a craft project. It's not about how much a gift costs. It's about the time and effort they put into it. That's often what makes a gift really special. Now, gratitude is another big lesson. Receiving gifts graciously is a skill that takes practice. One way to teach this is by encouraging kids to write thank you notes or make a simple call or a video call to express their thanks. Gratitude doesn't just make the giver feel appreciated, it also helps kids focus on the thoughtfulness behind the gift instead of just the item. And here's something I love to share with families. Not all gifts have to be things. We've talked about this already. Some of the best presents are experiences or acts of kindness. So your child could offer to help with chores, plan a fun family day, or create a special movie night at home. These kinds of gifts show kids that their time and effort can mean as much as any toy or gadget. Can you imagine how great your younger child would feel if your older child gave them a movie night together as a gift? Helping kids learn to give thoughtfully is another powerful lesson. They can start by thinking about what someone else might really enjoy. You might encourage them to ask questions, pay attention to their loved one's interests, or notice things that the person needs during the year. It's about teaching them to step into someone else's shoes and think about what would make them happy. And let's not forget generosity. The holidays are a perfect time to teach kids about giving to others in need. You can involve them in donating toys, clothes, or even their time to local charities. Helping someone who might not have a lot can be a very powerful lesson in empathy and kindness. This season is also a great chance to introduce kids to different cultural and family traditions. Every family celebrates differently, and every culture has unique ways of giving gifts. Teaching kids to appreciate and respect those differences fosters curiosity and understanding. One of my favorite parts of gift giving is the element of surprise. This is tough for kids because it also feels like lying. Talk to your kids about how fun it can be to keep a gift a secret and how rewarding it feels to see someone's joy when they open it. It's a wonderful way to teach them about the happiness of giving. Of course, we also have to prepare kids for receiving gifts. Not every gift is going to be exactly what they want or hope for, and that's okay. You can help them practice responding with kindness and gratitude, even if it's not their favorite thing. So try role playing. Show them how to say, "Thank you, this is so thoughtful," or find something positive about the gift to appreciate. And finally, after the holidays are over, take a moment to reflect with your kids. Ask them about their favorite memories from that time. Was it a gift they received? Or was it the time they spent with family, the laughter, the traditions, seeing family? Helping them focus on what truly matters is one of the greatest gifts we can give as parents. These moments, these lessons, they're what make the holidays truly special. and they're lessons that will stick with your kids long after the wrapping paper is gone. The holidays can be a time filled with fun, family, and great food. They can also be a time of frustration and family fights. I hope this episode helps you to see the season in a different light. It's such a unique time to spend with your children when you can guide them through these bizarre cultural rituals, how to deal with overindulgence when they eat too many sweets and stay up too late, and navigate through disappointment. They can share their love and appreciation for friends and family. This is the perfect episode to share with grandparents, aunts, uncles, or your spouse, so you can all be on the same page when it comes to raising kids during this joyous season. For more from the Pediatrician Next Door, find me on the web at pediatriciannextdoorpodcast.com. If you've got a question about the magical things kids do, send an email to hello@pediatriciannextdoorpodcast.com for a chance to hear your voice on the show. I'm Dr. Wendy Hunter, and I'm the Jolly Pediatrician Next Door. This show is produced by Red Rock Music. Make sure to subscribe and leave a review wherever you're listening. I'll be back next time with more.